So here's a question. Why would anyone want to start their own backyard organic vegetable garden? I can think of several reasons. This is a how-to video. I get right to the point with what steps to follow. Let's look at some of the most common reasons you might consider starting an organic garden. I would say the biggest reason is homegrown vegetables, if done right, usually taste better and have much more nutritional benefits than store-bought ones these days. Growing your own, of course, has some other major advantages as well. Growing your own gives you total control over the cultivation process, avoiding synthetic chemicals, pesticides, and genetically modified organisms, GMOs, the opportunity to harvest during their peak ripeness, giving you the superior flavor and, of course, freshness. Hey, fellow garden enthusiasts, Ted here from Ted's Garden. Today we're diving into an exciting topic that's close to my heart. Starting your very own organic garden right in your backyard. I get it. The idea might seem a bit daunting, but trust me, the rewards are incredible. Picture this: fresh homegrown produce, buzzing pollinators, and the satisfaction of knowing you're cultivating in harmony with nature. In this video, we're breaking down the essentials, from soil prep to plant selection, so you can embark on a journey of organic gardening bliss. Let's get our hands dirty and turn that backyard into a thriving, sustainable haven of organic gardening. Growing your own vegetables can save you money in the long run. Of course, there are initial costs for seeds, soil amendments, and gardening tools. The amount of produce you harvest should outweigh these expenses. But considering the cost of organic produce at your local grocery store compared to non-organic produce, growing your own will be a cost-effective, much healthier alternative. What does organic gardening practices mean? Basically means avoiding synthetic chemical fertilizers and pesticides, the main contributor to unhealthy soil. So with the soil's health in mind, that's where algae plus organic plant food comes in, because it not only feeds your plants but revitalizes your garden's soil. An all-in-one solution. I will explain how algae plus plant food works a little later in this video. Okay, so let's continue. Let's not forget, starting a backyard organic vegetable garden can be a great educational experience, especially for children. It provides an opportunity to learn about plant life cycles, the importance of soil health, and the benefits of organic farming practices. Gardening can also serve as a therapeutic activity, reducing stress and promoting mental well-being. Growing your own organic vegetables provides the opportunity for you to choose from a wider variety of fruits and vegetables. Also, it offers an occasion for you to experiment with different types and varieties that may not be readily available at grocery stores. In addition, you have control over your growing conditions, ensuring the use of organic seeds, compost, and natural fertilizers, like algae plus organic plant food. Additionally, if you're a neighborly type of person, your backyard organic vegetable gardens can foster a sense of community. You can share your harvest with neighbors, participate in local gardening clubs or community gardens, and exchange tips and experiences with fellow gardeners. This can create a sense of connection and camaraderie. So there you have it. Those are some of the most common reasons for starting an organic garden. But wait, here are a few other reasons you may not have thought of, or maybe you have. Your health. Store-bought produce have and use several chemicals for the following reasons. Ethylene inhibitors. These chemicals prevent fruits and vegetables from ripening too quickly, including 1-methylcyclopropene, 1-MCP, and gibberellic acid, GA3. Also, waxes and coatings. These substances are applied to the surface of fruits and vegetables to seal in moisture and prevent spoilage. Some examples include carnauba wax and paraffin wax. Then there are antioxidants. These chemicals help to prevent fruits and vegetables from browning. Some examples include ascorbic acid, vitamin C, and citric acid. Fungicides. These chemicals are used to kill fungi that can cause spoilage. They include thiabendazole and benamyl. How about preservatives? These chemicals are used to extend the shelf life of fruits and vegetables. They include sorbic acid and potassium sorbate. That should be a further incentive to start a backyard organic vegetable garden. So let's dive in. Organic gardening relies on natural processes and materials to enhance soil fertility, control pests, and promote overall plant health. It prioritizes sustainable practices such as composting, crop rotation, and the use of organic matter to create a balanced gardening environment. Here are the steps to starting an organic garden. First, I would recommend you to assess your space and soil by checking the USDA's website for hardiness zones for your area, helping you choose plants that will thrive in your location in terms of light, moisture, drainage, and soil quality. That is, of course, unless you plan to use raised bed planters. But if you want to keep costs down, tilling a patch of ground would be the most cost-effective option. Second, what I would recommend is to get a soil test. Understand the basic texture, acidity, and nutrient levels of your soil through a soil test. This will help you determine the necessary amendments for healthy plant growth. Most home and garden stores carry soil test kits, or you can buy a kit to send an actual soil sample to a lab for testing. If you do this first, it allows for a much more accurate assessment of your soil, so you can then treat your garden area before beginning to plant for greater success. The next thing is to start a compost pile. Compost organic matter such as kitchen scraps, yard waste, and manure to enrich the soil with nutrients and improve its structure. Composting is a natural process that transforms organic matter, including leaves and food scraps, into nutrient-rich soil. It's a fantastic way to recycle waste from your yard and kitchen while simultaneously enriching the soil quality in your garden. Even though it may seem hard at first, composting is a simple and enjoyable hobby. I was pleasantly surprised by how easily I could start composting. Most home and garden stores have compost bins to start your composting process. Stay tuned till the end, and I will give you the secret way to remove the smell of your composting pile or bin. Next, I would recommend opting for heirloom seeds and plants whenever possible to ensure that your garden starts with a foundation of organic principles. Locating vendors offering untreated, non-genetically modified, non-GMO seeds and/or plants. Making sure your source is a certified organic seed farm growing under conditions mandated by the National Standard for Organic Agriculture, which includes rigorous soil testing and the use of only verified organic fertilizers and pest controls. Next, it is important to practice good garden sanitation. Maintain cleanliness in your garden to prevent the spread of diseases and pests by removing dead plant material and weeds regularly and placing them in your compost pile. Now, keep in mind, it is important to rotate plant families. Rotate the types of plants you grow in each area of your garden annually to prevent the buildup of pests and diseases specific to those plant families. You might also consider placing physical barriers and traps. Use physical barriers and traps to deter pests from damaging your plants. Handpick offending insects whenever possible. But there are natural organic ways to treat plants without the use of commercial chemicals. Watch my video, 20 Common Pests, No Pesticide Suggestions. Organic gardening requires continuous scouting for problems daily. You need to regularly inspect your plants for signs of pests, diseases, or nutrient deficiencies. It is very important to address issues right away to maintain plant health. Next is to water plants wisely, which avoids fostering the growth of mildews and fungi. In addition, you must ensure your plants receive adequate air circulation, especially if you're growing indoors or in an area where air doesn't circulate well. When starting an organic garden, it's also important to avoid common mistakes to ensure the success of your garden. Here are a few common mistakes to avoid when starting an organic garden. Growing the wrong varieties of plants. You must make sure to choose plants that thrive in your specific climate and soil conditions to ensure successful growth. Keep this in mind. Soil composition, pH levels, and drainage characteristics can greatly affect plant growth. A good but inexpensive pH meter really helps here. Understanding your plants. Some plants prefer loamy soil, while others thrive in sandy or clay soil. Conduct a soil test to determine the pH level to maintain a good balance in your soil. This will help you identify any necessary adjustments you need to make to create an optimal growing environment. Additionally, consider the drainage capabilities of your soil. Some plants require well-draining soil, while others can tolerate or even prefer moist or waterlogged conditions. Using the wrong fertilizers. Organic gardening focuses on feeding the soil, not the plants. You should avoid using chemical fertilizers, as they can not only affect the taste of your produce, but can harm the soil microbiology. Start by using organic compost, manure, and worm castings to nourish the soil. Or you can try what I use, which is Algae Plus Organic Plant Food. Algae Plus Plant Food is a sustainable nutrient solution, which is 100% all natural, that enhances the growth and health of all plants. Made from several forms of live organic freshwater algae, it contains macro and micronutrients, amino acids, and other beneficial trace elements. The product improves photosynthesis in all plants and is helpful in resisting many pests and diseases because it is 60% organic oil, so it acts like neem oil on pests. Algae Plus can be used on indoor and outdoor plants and typically applied directly to soil with sprayers or watering cans. Regular use leads to revitalization of your soil for stronger, healthier plants with larger blooms and more abundant harvests. Not available in stores, follow the link in the description to purchase Algae Plus Organic Plant Food. Next, it is important to avoid planting too early. Wait until the weather warms up before planting summer vegetables. Ensure that the nighttime temperature is suitable for the plants you intend to grow. Next, it is important to not plant crops too close. Give your plants enough space to grow by following guidelines on row and plant spacing. Overcrowding can lead to competition for nutrients and sunlight. Now keep this in mind. It's a mistake many gardeners make unwittingly. Overwatering can drown plants. Use a moisture meter to determine when to water, and water only when the soil moisture levels are appropriate. Understanding your soil type to avoid overbuying or underbuying plants it's important to carefully plan your garden space. Consider the available space, your climate and soil conditions, and your personal preferences. It's best to make a list of the plants you want to grow, then spend some time researching their specific needs. I would recommend starting with smaller quantities and gradually increasing the number of plants as you gain experience. By avoiding these common mistakes, you will set the stage for a successful and fruitful organic garden. Keep in mind, creating an organic garden not only benefits your health, but also allows you to connect with nature on a deeper level. As promised, to remove the smell of your mulch pile or bin, all you need to do is get some biochar. Biochar is like a finer grade of charcoal. It will swallow the smells and neutralize all the odors. Remember, starting your own organic garden is a continuous learning process. Stay curious, be patient, and embrace the joys and challenges that come with nurturing your own green sanctuary. So let's get started and transform your home into a thriving organic oasis. Happy gardening!